just getting myself situated into all of this real quickly. Hold on. Alright. The wait up wasn't gonna wait, so yeah. With that being said, though, everyone, or you few, or you lot, everyone that watches the stream, maybe later after it's over, greetings, people of the internet. My name is iShadow01, and welcome back to another live stream. And I was I was going through the recommendation by some people inside of, that subscribe to this channel as to if I were to play with fans. Well, I don't think I have really, but I don't even if I did, I don't remember. But with that being said, though, I wanted to play some Wreckfest with a few fans. I mean, with whoever wants to play the game. So yeah, here we are. We're just playing some Wreckfest right now. Let me close Discord real quick, because that tends to lag the whole entire game as well. Right. Gotta connect my controller too, because I'm used to playing controller for Wreckfest. It's not like playing Need for Speed, where keyboard's easy. This game's more hectic to be dealing with while playing on the controller. But I'm pretty certain there's some people that play through this game and they happen to do a lot more than just simply, I don't know, play with controller. I don't know how the experience of controller is when it comes to this game, but I don't really want to find out. So yeah. Right now where I'm at, it is currently 11:27 in the morning. So before I begin doing some playthrough on online, if you guys want me to create my own server so that way we could all play, that's perfectly fine. We don't have to play with rules, because, you know, rules are just absolutely fucking boring. We could go and play some public lobby that doesn't require. And I do apologize if the stream's lagging. If it's lagging, there might be two reasons as to this. One is that this game is extremely big. It has big issues in regards to streaming. So yeah. And two, it's kind of connection. Connection's bad at where I'm at. Let's see. Turns out that all the graphics settings are set to low, but the thing is that I feel like it's just lagging a lot still. I guess the stream likes to choke on the pretzel when it comes to big games. So all the more reason why at some point I'm gonna need a new PC to play these type of massive games. But it's perfectly fine. We'll get through this. Oh shit. One way or another, I will prevail at whatever may be the case. To be quite honest, this is a lot more better than it's a lot more better than War Thunder. War Thunder's destruction is just basically you shooting, and that's just about it. And when you're playing inside of tanks inside of War Thunder, the only thing you could destroy basically are like tracks, and you can make the turrets pop out of the tanks sometimes. Which, yes, it doesn't even surprise me that much. Now imagine if a tank full-on explodes, and it's like nothing but shrapnel, pieces of metal that are just like sharp, like razors. That'd be amazing. But that's kind of out of it's kind of a random thing for me to think of. There's one thing I don't like that comes from this game is the fact that if I'm ramming them at some certain point, it doesn't even show that I've actually hit them. Like, to me, it feels like it doesn't make any sense. If I'm hitting them, that means I'm damaging them. Damn it, I was trying to go for silver. Well, I tried. Actually, I'm flopping on all this. Wreck as many as you can. That is the perfect game for me. Fine by me. Let's do this. Also, since I'm live streaming this on my PC, I don't have a separate monitor, so I'm using my phone to read through the comments. If I happen to read the comments with a little delay, that will be the main reason as to why I don't read the comments right away. I mean, my endpoint, I do, but it's just that it's just that the YouTube for the live streams on my end while watching my own streams has a little delay for my phone. Yeah, but the thing is that I'm really lacking when it comes to some of this tournament stuff. In other words, I fucking suck at this shit. That's the best way to put it. Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm bad. That's just how I see it. Like this one, the one that features Bugzilla, and you gotta wreck as many as you can. This is an easy one. That's at least how I see it. But the other one that I was doing earlier in the stream was more of a challenge. But then again, like I said, I suck at some of them, so yeah. Skill issue, boys. But that's perfectly fine. We all have skill issues on something. It's not really to be ashamed of, as it is. This is actually easy, yeah. We're in the get up the hole. The other one was just a little bit more difficult for me because you have to earn points for crashing into other individuals. And realistically, trying to gather points is not all too easy for me in a game like this. Because I'm kind of slow when it comes to fucking around, find out, crashing other people's cars. And my messages. So yeah, I'll see about starting up a server at some point. But for the moment, I'm gonna try to get through some of these targets. We have all the time in the world to be. We have all the time in the world to do the gameplay, unless I feel like I don't want to anymore. But for now, yeah, you know. Tuning is always important because I'm going to have to be dealing with a racetrack like this. Actually, don't do that. There, and then that. I don't want to mess with the differential because I feel like it's going to screw me over. Actually, I'll start it up as soon as I'm done with this one. For the most part, though, it's gonna have to be with racing, as far as I'm concerned. The demolition derbies are just too wild. Unless some people want demolition derbies, then yeah. There are some race courses that are inside of this game that kind of reminds me of Dirt Showdown. Why do I say that is because some of them will have some small jumps, and here's the thing, I once played Dirt Showdown a long time ago, and it was on PC. It was before Codemasters was bought out by EA, scumbags of Need for Speed. The one that the home of Black Panther, obviously, and from experience-wise, a lot of jumps inside of Dirt Showdown. It's actually interesting for the time being. Fine.
Do me a favor, when you take a shower, if it's spraying a lot up, let me know.
Why don't we just remove it? Well, I tried turning it to make certain it won't drip on that area. Alright. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a technical issue at our house. Yeah. I don't know what to pick up from the tournament score apart from some bundles. That's the thing I'm trying to do, is trying to figure out. For the most part, I'm more interested onto this car. Like, the way it looks just amazes me, as far as I could say. But then again, there's like other vehicles that I want to try to get. Probably like this one. Everyone just goes for this shit, which is obviously annoying. Maybe that one and that one. I do have that one, but I don't have the Doom Rig or the Hunter Panther. I could get the Doom Rig. I'm gonna do that, because why not? I mean, yeah, sure. I could get any time before Bugbear decides to shut down the servers for this game, depending when they're gonna do it. But still, I'm gonna get it anyways. Now that looks interesting. Hot Bomb is pretty wild, will admit. Yeah, to me it looks like it's a Demolition Derby version of a Fallout, of a vehicle from Fallout. Like a car that comes from a Fallout game, but yet it looks more. It looks like that, but it's more of a Demolition Derby style. At least that's what I think. Of course, I wasted my score on the Doom Rig, sadly. Oh shit. Hold on. How do I know if I made a server? Let's see. Okay, server options. And racing and stuff and crap. No! No! Uh, Sorry about that. Anyways, there will be no password. We don't really need one. Put just that, because there's, why not? There's that. Normal, qualifying, up, aggressive. Let's just do normal, because we don't really need to do, we don't really need to do the, we don't need to do cups. There we go. Hold on, let me remove this small little tab real quick. So the header, so that way you could be able to see what the server is, because apparently that header is blocking the server name. The server name is obviously my username and racing. If it's in this, if it's in the, 6, 8. Wait. 3, 6, 7. Oh, god damn it. I can't put any more than just 7. Or just like 6 bots, and that's just about it. But yeah, there we go. Tournament, server has been set. Now, if some people are having a problem, if some people are having an issue with the server and trying to access it, I'm just going to put it in the comments. And I need to figure out how to highlight it. There is that. And message is pinned. That will be the server. The pinned message of the day is going to be the server's name. Well, this is a rough time to try out this game anyways. I wanted to see. Experience-wise, it's pretty much the same way as to a standard semi-truck. It's just that it's a lot. It's just a lot. I don't know if it's like more tougher than a standard semi-truck or whatnot. But yeah. Yeah. My car is already dead. I lost the transmission and the engine. Crap. That is not what I wanted to do, but did I do it? Unfortunately. Pretty certain that one more hit and I'm automatically out. That's being said more for the engine. Wait. Isn't there a way to make certain where you could choose random racing events? Or like locations? Trying to find you though. Hold on. Let me check something quick. I don't even think there's a way to search it up manual or type it in, is there? It's probably one of those servers where it's low player count as obvious. As usual. But there's like so many stinking servers in here. By that I mean a lot of servers inside of this game. which is an eyesore because there's plenty of them that nobody even plays. Let me check something real quick. Damn it, I removed it. Let's try it again. Because I wanted to try to check up and see. I think I had it in the wrong sense. Wrong lettering. If so, then I already fixed it. Up to 20 racers? Let's do that. Alrighty. No, damn it. Oh, I accidentally left on accident. Uh, Technical issues. Actually, let's just remove the dot. So you want to refer to that pinned message for the server name as soon as I open it up, but do not add the dot. Shit! The game crashed. Hold on. Let me try that again. While while at it, I'll be right back. I gotta go eat some breakfast real quick. Alright, I'm back. Now, real quick, before I end up going to, to solve the, server making for this, for the gameplay, real quickly, I wanted to show this. It's my most, yes, it's my most recent upload of a video, but the one thing I want to say about this, though, actually, it applies to the live stream right now, but my most recent video, which was posted last last night, or pretty much this midnight at 1 or 2 or something like that, this video, the thumbnail was made with Photoshop. It's my very first video that I've used Photoshop. This thumbnail I made it with GIMP. This one as well. That one was with the standard video editor that I have always used, which was the Movie Studio 17 Platinum. The same applies for this. A certain majority was just me using the Movie Studio to make the thumbnails. But yeah, that first upload was the very first time I've used Photoshop. I'll just say that much. And with that being said, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Actually, I'll just put the dot anyways. Probably be a lot more easier. Nope, that's not it. Probably be a lot more easier for people to try to access it. Anyways. I'd say 18's good. Or 16, yeah. Random. There was a way to make certain that I could be able to change up the maps via voting or randomizer or something like that. Then we probably would be able to play through various different maps without having me to swap because people wanted to, based on map suggestions. You know what I mean? But sadly, I don't know how to do that. So yeah, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Now I know the Doom Rig is not really meant for handling very well, but I'ma still do it anyways. Despite the fact that there's some graphic changes within this game I've placed to make certain it would run a lot better on my end, it's still laggy as shit. There we go.
Three, 2, 1, go!
What is a server making? Is there not a way to search up with the key with the text or anything like that? How many servers even are there inside this game? Because I'm pretty certain there's a lot that are unnecessary. Because people don't really play this game very much often, unless it's like different regions or like different consoles. I guess that I don't know. 193 servers online, and they only have 12. Bugbear only has 12 servers that are like their actual legit servers. The hell? Hold on. I got a phone call real quick. I'll be trying to figure it out while I'm taking this phone call real quick. Apologies. Oh crap, everyone was hearing it. I didn't even have the microphone on mute. Jeez. I didn't even think about that. That's whatever. That was interesting though. You know at least half of it. That much I could say. It's nearly a 10-hour. It's like nearly a 10-minute call. Because on my mother's side, that's my that's one of my grandmas, and she would be on the phone for a very long while. But it's whatever. I do agree. Going out of the house here and there is nice and all. It's just that I'm not really a big fan of the beach. Never really was a big fan of the beach. One time we went to the beach and there was we had gone to the walk-on one because apparently my stepdad decided, well, I don't even call him my stepdad, decided to go on the walk-on beach because it's more simpler. It's probably, I guess it's because it's a little more cheaper than the drive-on one, but I don't really know. It was a pain in the ass just to carry all the stuff walking on the sand, because some stuff like the ice chest can burrow on the sand, like if you have an ordinary ice chest, if you have one that doesn't have like a heightened suspension or something like that, or if you don't have a carry-on one, it just burrows while you're dragging it through the sand. One of the few things I don't like when it comes to going to the beach. I like the drive-on one better because at least you can just unload your stuff when you're there, but when you're leaving, you can load it back up in your car. Does that make sense? Like, it's more simpler, more convenient. Because where we live, there's a place called South Padre, and that place has the drive-on one and the walk-on one. I like the drive-on one more better as to the convenience that you can have while loading and unloading. I prefer that more than the walk-on because it just like pains me real badly. Badly? Real badly. What the fuck? Well, at least that's probably gonna make 1 mile. Oh shit. That one crash is gonna make the highlight, despite the fact I didn't really even touch the guy. AI. The robot. Encountering live stream, like Twitch streamers in here is a little bit interesting. Albeit I never really am a big fan of Twitch streaming. I mean, like, I used to do it back then, but it was more so on my Xbox One. But died. While playing on the Xbox One, I didn't really have anything to be making videos or do live streaming for YouTube. So I ended up opening up Twitch. It really sucked. I really got a skill issue with this. Big skill issue. twist. Back then, I used to Twitch stream on my main channel some Far Cry gameplay, and I think some Conquer as well. I don't really remember, but I do know that I mostly did Far Cry as I played Far Cry 5. The problem is that at one point I was about to live stream one day, but then when I did, I saw that I couldn't access to my account. I was wondering what happened to it. Did someone hack it or something like that? So I did a little bit of digging around inside of Twitch, only to find out that my Twitch account has been terminated by the well, yeah, it's been terminated. So I made another one, but then I was like at the same time, nah, fuck it. I was like, not gonna put up with this bullshit. So that's why I don't really Twitch stream. And why I despise streaming through Twitch. Actually, it actually just streaming on Twitch is already a pain in the ass to deal with as it is. It's like doing Twitch, like doing YouTube streams. The only thing is that back then, when I was younger, for Twitch streams, I never really made them like hours to nearly a day live stream. They were like for a few hours, like a few minutes, maybe to an hour or something like that, or two. I don't really remember. But despite all that, I hate it. Despite all that, I wasn't gonna do any more Twitch streaming. Never will, never plan to. That's how it's gonna stay for the rest of my existence of my life. What? Yeah. Could you at least bring it over? I like the Speedbird's engine because it sounds like a NASCAR. You go American stock car racing. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. You'd probably die right there if you were in that kind of accident. Also with me right now is my brother. But Nathan, how come you don't have how come you don't have Wreckfest in here? You should get it though. Oh, this lag. I can't. It's lag. I think this automatically counts as me being disqualified because I'm lagging so badly. wish there wasn't a lot of AI racers because it made things. It just. It was a lot to deal with. What the hell are you doing? What the hell? Helmet. Are we going to war, Nathan?
Pretty sure fake ones could do that too.
Yeah, but the fake ones don't have any more rust or damage or premiere than what the real ones do.
This one's kind of heavy too. This one's not like.
Feels kind of a little bit light.
It's got its weight to it. It's not like super light.
Lag is absurd. Plus, I think messed up. I think it messed up your hand with your handling. Yeah, that's got to be the case.
I said never be able to again. So, like, there's no paint or nothing on it. Brown.
You could say that it looks like a Stahlhelm from the from World War II, but then again, the design of the Stahlhelm was taken from World War II, and every single other nation has been making some helmets out of this design
So
for more convenience of the site, as far as I could say.
I don't know. That's why I don't know if it's new because like the design looks so modern. I don't know if they use it.
It's probably around like 2000 or 90s or something like that.
There's no way to identify. That's like see, no paint left on it. Just no spots. You have to get like somebody that really knows their helmets to be able to tell you what kind of helmet it is. Or like what time it is.
Pretty much.
Like me, I couldn't even tell at all because I just got bird poop.
German steel helmet. I'll show you what we were talking about as soon as I'm done with this live stream. Because my brother wanted to see a helmet that he found with Grandpa. I was saying that the design looked like an old World War II helmet from Germany, like one of those old Stahlhelms, but it's not really that. It's more of a modern type of helmet. It's probably like somewhere around like the 2000s to the 90s. And my brother's saying it could be 96. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm not sure. See it. Can't really see the star. Right there. Like I think those are numbers. I'm not sure. So that could be like maybe the year.
Maybe.
So cool either way.
Yeah, we don't even use it anyways. Bruh.
That would be cooler. It would have still been cooler if they had it better.
Alright. Let's get this show on the road. don't really like messing around with differential, but I don't even know why I decided to do that anyways. Sometimes I can be bad at tuning. That's whatever. But it's whatever. I'm in last place. That's perfectly fine. He's nice. And it deserves a drink. So why not? This is perfectly fine. I reek of disappointment towards myself anyways. Speaking of old war stuff, trying to grind through War Thunder is just tasking. Because let's put it like this: when it comes to War Thunder, then it's a video blog. You're given the option to pick whichever vehicle you like to play with best. So it could be like airplanes, tanks, or even battleships. For me, I'm a tank player. You probably could say that, oh, I've been playing a lot of World of Tanks. That's probably why I'm a tank player. Not really. The fact of it is that I'm more used to playing on the lower. I'm used to playing with ground-based vehicles. Aircraft, they can't handle that shit. It's just too. How do I put it? A little bit difficult to handle in the long run. That's even being said, when you're playing War Thunder, it's just a little bit hard to deal with flying an airplane. Battleships? Not in my taste. So I'm used to more playing on ground vehicles. I've had some experience. I've been pretty good with that. Grind is just insane inside that game for what it once was. Because when you're playing in tanks battles, the one problem I have is trying to deal with the enemy team plus having the whole entire um trying to deal with the whole entire well, you see, there are enemy tanks that are you're fighting against, obviously, and they're online players. But then at some point, they end up going around and fly in airplanes. At one point, they do that, which makes things even more annoying because for CAS, they end up going down and just bombing you because they don't. Because the way I see it, they don't fucking know how to fly, and they don't know how to play tanks. Yeah, physics is internet based, and there was throws me off in unpar pain. Ugh, I should have anticipated this. It's all the more reason as to why at one point I'll end up having to get another PC to be able to stream games like this. For an Underground 2, it streams very well, but that's an older game. That's and for what? GTA 4, that one gives me the option to lower the graphics as much as I possibly want, despite it being like a high definition game. PC gaming nowadays is just high definition, full on, where you can't even change the graphical settings. Despite the fact that you even do, it still doesn't change too much. And plus, to add on to that, whatever physics goes around in whatever game you play is gonna have some sort of, it's gonna cause your game to lag to a point where it's gonna have a heart attack. But seeing as to how the physics being internet based while playing online is gonna be annoying, because let's look at it like this. At one point, what if I'm playing with a player against a player that has high ping, and somehow if I crash into him, that player is gonna flame me across the map. Not saying that actually would happen, but let's just say that as an example. Physics and being internet-based is just hell. Look, I just got flinged off because of the internet and because what the. And to think that physics and internet-based is bad enough, this is not bad enough. Then what about Need for Speed 2015? Since that game's internet-based. I'm pretty certain that it applies for both mechanics and physics alone. Or, well, both of them, not even alone. The game, if like, the game is lacking, then there's a good chance you're going to experience some crazy doohickey physics just going out of the ordinary. And mechanic-wise, well, say if you're in a garage, you cannot press A to accept the modification you want because the game is lagging real badly. Yeah, that's what I'm annoyed about. Oh, you want to know what the twisted thing is, too? Just like how Need for Speed Heat has that thing about the servers. Holy shit. In Need for Speed 2015, the servers shut down at some point as well. If it's for maintenance, then I guess, but overall, when it comes to a server shutting down, there should be no reason. There should be a reason as to why it needs to be shut down in the first place. Other AI listeners, tell me about it. Tell me about it. I just got dominated by everyone. I mostly just become pancakes out of every single race. But that's perfectly fine. Even if you're like playing in a solo lobby inside of Need for Speed 2015, that doesn't change the fact because the whole entire game is internet based, which means you always need to maintain an internet connection in order to actually be able to play through the game. Otherwise, if you don't, you're not going to be able to play it. And it's just painful. All of that is just extremely painful to where I want to question my fucking existence. No, not really. But to be real, it's just painful where I don't even want to play the game. That's as much as I could say when it comes to internet-based stuff. If it bugs around if the internet-based bugs around with the physics and mechanics and whatnot, then just I won't. Like I won't play it. But I mean, like Wreckfest is not really online based. You don't need like an internet connection to play through the game, and that's what actually keeps me on board with this game. Because at least unlike Need for Speed 2018, I could be able to enjoy it without needing an internet connection. Of course, if the online is having some heart attacks here and there, I could just always play offline. I mean, like, for physics and mechanics wise, Forza, I guess, but as of recent, they have lost their highest peak at this point. So, yeah. Not saying by gameplay physics, mechanics. The physics inside of the game are interesting enough as it simulates the drivability of each and every single car. But mechanics is more dependable at some certain cases. In the Horizon series, they keep overcomplexing as to how you can earn cars in much more easier methods while playing through certain events inside of Horizon. But then in Motorsport, this is what I don't get. Like when they reboot, like when Turn 10 Studios decided to come out of nowhere and they decided to say, "Oh, let's go and reboot the Forza Motorsport game." Apparently, they did that instead of making it named the eighth game. Because there's like what, 7 Forza Motorsport games before the reboot ever came out. And what was the thing that Turn 10 was trying to do? Trying to make the whole entire game from scratch all over again, which didn't really happen because the game has a lot of used assets from previous games. Some of the cars came from Forza Horizon 5 as well. And what was promised in the trailers in regards to high definition, such as the small little carnival that was in one of the racetracks, as well as some grassy details, like they said they were gonna do that, but then the final result was just extremely disappointing in everyone's tastes. If it's because the engine cannot take a lot of stuff, like the game engine cannot take a lot of stuff inside of one map, then I guess that could be the complaint. But I mean, like, it doesn't make too much sense if they could add in, like, a lot of insane details in the Horizon series, maybe even the previous Motorsports games, and yet they can't even do that instead of the most recent. But the main problem, the fact of it being, is that as a reboot, mechanic-wise, it's an online service game. And at most cases, the internet-based mechanic could always mess around with the physics and whatnot, which of course could cause AI to go spazzing out, or even, well, I don't even know about AI, but most likely other online players to spazz out and stuff like that, and bug out to fix the physics. I'm not certain about that part, but clanging may be one of the things. And the weird thing is that the mechanic of online based, if you're banned from the game, you can't even do anything inside the game. It's pretty much taking the privilege away from you from ever playing the game. And yet, Team Turn 10 Studios thinks that something like that is justifiable. To me, I think it's just a perfect example why you should just refund the fucking game. Because if I'm gonna buy the game, I'm gonna want to play it no matter what. Whether I'm banned, whether I'm not banned, whatever may be the case. But yet, I don't know, Turn 10 is just disappointing me nowadays. Now I just want to buy Forza Motorsport 7 for my Xbox, and Lord forbid I was way too late for that game. Another case of AI being brutal. GG's. Yeah. I mean, the AI inside this game are always meant to be brutal. It's like, that's the whole crew situation. Oh, okay. Was it because the physics were AI based? I mean, internet based inside of the crew as well? I just feel like that's what's to be the case. crew is live service. Servers got shut down and nobody can play it. Yeah, I've been hearing in on that kind of stuff. I've actually looked into one certain individual that I was fond of about the whole entire situation. And he was talking about it, and Guapi was talking about it as well. The main problem is that there was one YouTuber who was a struggle rapper who had some beef against Guapi Trey about the whole entire situation. Which to me, I think the YouTuber in question is a fucking weirdo for just trying to come out of nowhere and spew out something he doesn't even know what's happening to be the case. The worst part is that I even heard that he compared the game, like the crew, to Kong and Golem. Those two are also video games as well. They're licensed video games. Which I'll just say they're really shitty at best. They're not worth very much. They're not worth full priced. They're worth less than half price. But yet the guy just decided to compare it with the crew, and it just didn't even make any sense. Like, what? You're gonna compare the crew? You might as well compare it to, I don't know, Need for Speed, because that at least is a much more better that's a much more better way to put it than comparing it to fucking Kong or Golem. Nobody even plays those fucking shitty ass games that were made by Outright Games. Only children. Hell, I wouldn't even let my child play any of those games. If anything, I would let them play with any of the Nintendo games I have. And I don't even fucking like Nintendo in the first place. But I mean, it's whatever. If I make the decision, it's gonna be whatever. But I just find I just find that individual's reason for comparing the crew to Golem and Kong to be a little bit off. Like, what? Those are not good examples. Those two games are not good examples because they're not racing games. Well, that should be obvious enough. But yet they're full-on licensed games. And you know, Guapi Trey made a good example out of licensed games. The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift for the PlayStation 2, made by Namco. That was actually a good game for its time being. I once played it before a long time ago, and well, that's besides the point. The point is that that game, as a licensed video game, as a whole, is more better than Kong and Golem. And at this point, I probably would say it's a bit more better than the crew as a whole. But yet the crew is still enjoyable for what it was. The fact of it is that Ubisoft shut down the servers. They're basically taking the game away from the community that wants to play that game, as far as I can say. And people have been having an outrage about this. Now, for me, I would have an outrage as long as I get the game to have an offline patch. Like, seriously, can we at least get a racing game that has an offline patch? Because if we could, I will gladly play any racing game that is out there. Because I don't want to play with a game that requires to have an online requirement That's just stupid. It's a waste of my time. If I don't have an internet connection with me right now, how am I gonna play the game? If my power runs out, and say if I'm playing on my PC because it's got a battery of its own, how am I gonna play the game? Holy crap, it's lagging like crazy. Like, let's be real, I don't like online only. If there's an offline patch, I'll probably try to play it. But if that's, but if, but until that ever happens, I'm not ever gonna play a game like that unless what I want to see for that game comes to be the case. I've been hearing in the test drive Unlimited Solar Crown was supposed to have like some sort of online only gameplay. And much like how there's a lot of players that are disappointed about this, I was disappointed to hear about that as well. But who knows? They probably will make. Nikon and Kyloton will probably make an offline patch and some other update. But it's not going to dismiss the fact that the launch. It's not going to dismiss the fact that I was disappointed about that game. And to be real, if I was playing the crew for the time being, if I had a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, and if I was playing the first crew game, at some point as of recent, I would be disappointed that the servers are shut down and I can't ever play the game ever again. And to make things worse, I can't even get an offline patch for the game on the console, if that ever happened to be the case, because it's like there's no way to set up a patch for the console unless you're like using your PC just to do that kind of thing. But that's a side. But if you don't, then that won't work. It's more easier if you're doing it on, if you own the game on Steam or I guess on Xbox or maybe even on the shit. Epic. I think Epic Games also has that too. The least that could have came from Ubisoft from delisting the game off Steam and removing the servers would have been for Ubisoft and Ivory Towers to make an update for the game where you don't need, where there's an offline patch. For if you want to play the game, you could keep playing the game for as long as you like. Nobody's gonna stop you, and you don't really need an internet connection just to play the game. And surely enough, there's probably some people that go out of their way just to make some online patch so that way people could get the servers back up and running, like a mod or something like that. But that's on their own part, not mine. Quite the privilege to race with you and all, but I've got some grubbing to do. Alrighty. I'll see you later then. It was actually nice racing against you too, 7-6. I have a massive skill issue as well as whoa, what the hell happened? What the fuck? Oh, okay. My computer had a small little heart attack. Don't really know why. but it did. Right, where was I? Um, oh yeah, don't worry about the skill part. Gave it your, gave you that turn one spin, and I'm satisfied. Uh, but the thing is that when it comes to the game, the least you can do if you're trying to shut down a game that's online based, and this applies for every single game. It's not just one, it's not just three, it's any game. Let's look over here. I don't know why I still have that open. It's fucking weird. Because let's look at this one, because I fucking hated the game the most. This one over here. If this game were to shut down at some point in the future, the least that EA could do is have Criterion put offline patch for this game. But they haven't even updated the game for a few years. And the only ones who made this game is Ghost Games, pretty much. But still, the point is, if you're going to remove the game, at least make a make an offline patch where people could still play the game. Or here. This is another game that needs an offline patch if it shuts down. Ooh, most recent reviews are negative. If buying isn't owning, piracy is stealing. Installed the game a few years ago. Oh, these are most recent ones. Tried to play it again, and my original email password did not work. Hmm. Some of the stuff is about the some of this. There's this one which is about logging in, which is an issue, which I could probably see. For the most part, you don't own your games. Get comfortable with that ban Ubisoft. If buying isn't owning, piracy is stealing. Can't motivate. Okay, so here, the thing is that some people are bringing in reviews, negative reviews, to this game, and this is more in regards to the this is more in regards to the whole entire ideal of the whole entire ideal of the crew being removed, the first crew, which I guess kind of makes sense. But the main problem I have is in regards to the reviews that are being sent through the crew too, because of what happened to the first crew game. Of course, I'd be disappointed about the game being removed, but I don't know. I just find it a little bit stupid for people. I just find it a dumb idea just to make that review about not owning the game to this. Instead, I probably would make a response video about it, and that would probably be about it. I'll be honest though. There's one thing. I'll be honest. When it comes to owning games, it's gonna be disappointing to see that you own the game, but yet at the same time, you're not even given the chance to be able to. You're not even given the chance to at least keep the game and be able to play it when you're still wanting to play it. Like, if there is a chance that there are the moderators will be able to go out there and make an offline patch or bring back the servers in some sort of method that I'm not going to even explain. One, because I don't know how it works, and two, I don't see it's necessary to say the least. But yet, they shut down the servers and they delisted the game, which means nobody could buy the game right now, and nobody could play the game right now. So if you're one of the few people that bought the game as of recent, thinking that you're going to be able to play the first crew game, well, good luck with that, because you basically wasted your money on a game where Ubisoft delisted it from Steam and shut down the servers, meaning you can't fucking play the game even if you wanted to. Because if you don't have the servers, you can't play the game. You can't play the game. Why? Because it's online based. Anyways, I'm gonna open up another stream so that way I can play some Splinter Cell. But real quickly, let's look at this real quick. Because I saw a video about this, which really caught me, which was kind of weird. Although I haven't really seen Guapi Trey in a very long while, like any of his content, because I had my own shit that I was dealing with at the time, and I never really make room to watch his content that much often. Here it is. This was at least one argument that he was going down. Bruh, don't even play the game that game. He's just making it an issue. No one bought that game back then, and it doesn't matter. I get it doing this, but Muta actually played the crew long ago. Oh, doesn't play it now. It was a complete online game yet. All y'all want this game, and y'all don't play, and you don't play Ubisoft games. Why care? Rishi, the point that you don't understand is that people are gonna want this play this game regardless of what you think. I don't know who this Muta is. I don't really care. But the fact of it is that if people are gonna want to play the game, they're gonna want to play the game. That's as much as you probably could. That's as much as I could probably even say. Of course, you're not gonna have big YouTubers like Black Panther or Air 12 playing this game again because they got some other shit to deal with. I mean, yeah, sure, Black Panther was like still dick riding with Need for Speed in EA. Meanwhile, AR12 is still fucking around with Forza, despite the fact that Forza Turn 10 is a piece of shit company nowadays. You clearly missed the point of this video. If you buy a game, you should own it forever, no matter when you bought it. And you shouldn't have to hurry and buy a game you like in fear of never playing it again or at all. That is true. When you buy the game, you should be able to play it regardless of what may be the case. Like for me, I wanted to get the Transformers games. Not the Revenge of the Fallen. The War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. But what happened to it? Let's take a look. What happened to them right now? Oh, look at that. It's not showing me War for Cybertron's on sale, but it's showing me the shitty Battlegrounds, which looks exactly like Transformers Cyberverse. Albeit that's what it's based off of. And I don't want to play this fucking game. I rather play Transformers War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron because at least they're fun to play with. Like they're action based. You're shooting, you're attacking, whatever may be the case. You're shooting your enemies. Just because the game servers got shut down doesn't wouldn't stop me from playing the game. I'd still probably play the game on single player, and that probably would be about it. But instead, I would have to go find some alternate means to actually be able to try and buy the game for the Steam edition. Why? Because Activision is not wanting to go in, ask Ubisoft, ask Hasbro if they want to do more Transformers games. Just because the servers are shut down from the Transformers War for Cybertron Falls Cybertron does not stop people from being able to play the game on single player or maybe even escalation. If the escalation is not online based, then that probably be interesting. But I feel like it is, so yeah. The Transformers is just a perfect example of you owning the game after you buying it after it got delisted. The Crew is a perfect example of you being of of you having your game stolen after it got shut down. Bruh, if an online game which you knew was an online only game, even if they let you keep it, you could only get to the menu. There are plenty of games that have done this, and it wasn't an issue to people. What the fuck are you even saying? Of course, it's an issue. How stupid are you? If you don't know your video games, why are you even discussing about this in the first place? Like, that doesn't even make any sense to me, Rishy Rish. What's the one game you've played, huh? What? Fucking Kong and Golem? So what, you prefer to play outright games? Get the fuck out of here. For all I know, you're probably just more of someone that plays Minecraft instead of any other game. Fucking hell, man. You don't even make videos about you mostly don't make videos about Minecraft. That much as could say. You don't even make gameplay videos. You make rap videos, and I don't even want to hear your fucking music. Cause I already have one individual that has shitty music, and I'm pretty certain, and I feel like it probably would apply to you too. The only way it wasn't an issue though is the fact that if people are going in to get some sort of special patch in order to actually be able to still play the game without having to suffer from an internet requirement. But that, unfortunately, is what I think that's what Ubisoft is hoping to prevent. The main issue at hand is why give a shit about an old game if you're delisting it and stuff like that. Like that's the thing that I don't get from Ubisoft is that they shut down the game, they delisted it. I'm pretty certain they're trying to come up with a method as to trying to prevent custom trying to prevent anyone from making an offline patch from this game. That being probably the moderators or even custom servers. Like why they do this is beyond me. On one hand, people tired of the countless games and money on stupid resources. They get rid of a game no one is playing and or moved on from. You can't go out and purchase it either. Or I get the point of your video, but if you ain't call all it out for the past games that went on, no one cared. What the hell does that even? Does it? Is this guy Jamaican? I feel like this guy's Jamaican. I can't even understand what the fuck he means by all of this. Put your commas next time, Rishi Rish, so that way I could understand you more better. They get rid of a game no one is playing and or moved on. Yeah, they could move on, but they could also, let their fan base or players or whatever may be the case to keep playing the game. They could have made like a custom offline patch for this game, for all that I know and for all that I care. So that way people could still enjoy playing the game regardless of whether it was meant to be online. Like, yeah, sure, you can move on, but you can move on and leave the game alone, but you can't just go in and steal a game that people are have been enjoying for a very, very long while, to say the least. At this rate, if you just basically stole someone's game from them, you're basically robbing them of their money. It's basically, let's just put it like this: Ubisoft robbed people of both the money that they paid for the game and the game they owned. Which I probably am certain that the game got removed from Steam, and some people probably had the game removed from their Steam libraries. I think that's I think that's what it is. I can't really be too certain. It's Ubisoft, so I get it. If you get it, you would have. If you get it, you probably would have not made this argument in the first place because you sound so fucking stupid. And for like, you just sound so stupid. But in all actually, no one is playing that game for it to matter. If you're a crew fan, you more than likely already have two or moved on to another Microsoft game. So come on, just it's just complaining to complain. You damn sure affected by it, nor is anyone else. If you haven't looked at the game's community inside of Steam for when the servers were back up, you probably weren't even paying attention to the fact that there was some people still playing the game. Of course, I haven't done that, but still, that doesn't dismiss the fact. That doesn't dismiss the point. You could go back then. You could have gone into the community of this game on Steam to see that to see the amount of people that were playing inside of the game for what it was. Of course, you can't really see that inside of Xbox One or PlayStation 4 because it doesn't give because in both of those consoles, it doesn't give you the luxury of looking through the community to see how many people are playing this game right now. You more likely already have two or moved on. Two fucking and like I don't have two anymore because I sold the game because I fucking hate online only. So yeah, if there's an offline patch, I probably would rebuy it and then play it from there. But until that actually happens, I'm not buying it anytime soon. Don't do other Ubisoft games. I don't have any. In fact, the only ones I have, and this is when I had to go back. I prefer going back in time rather than just pushing forward for newer games. This is one of them. The Tom Clancy's Rainbow Vegas 2. I'm pretty certain it's made by Ubisoft, despite the fact that it's more of Tom Clancy's stories. And I have Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, and I did say I was going to stream that later on. So yeah, if you're going to say the thing is that if you're going to say that we move on from to other games, we're going to move on of what we like, not to move on to the newer generation video games. Like, come on. Because at this point, gaming nowadays is becoming more shittier as time goes by. Why? Because companies are becoming, I don't know, dog water. They make shitty decisions to every single little thing that they do as of recent. And are they gonna backtrack and try to refrain from making the same mistakes? At most cases, no, they aren't. It's just complaining to complain. You damn sure affected by it, nor it's anyone else. You came up and started the argument at first hand. You're complaining about the video, and in most cases, as Guapi Trey once said in response to all of this, you didn't even watch the video. Jeez, like, oh, how much have you watched? Have you, like, looked at the title card and that's just about it and decided to make your response inside of this comments? If that's to be the case, you're absolutely fucking stupid. Holy crap. Those are what society's become when it comes to gaming nowadays. Everyone just looks at the title card and comes out of nowhere and makes a rant, makes an argument about it. That's what this motherfucker's doing. If Gollum was taken down, it would have been an issue. No, would it be an issue? No, it wouldn't be an issue because nobody fucking cares about Gollum. I'm pretty certain that a lot of people said it's a shitty game. Yeah, it's like a video game nobody has ever asked for, anyways. Excuse me. What about Kong? No. Again, much like Golem, nobody wanted that game. Skull and Bones, no. I don't even know what Skull and Bones is, and I don't really care. Like, come on, I get it, but sometimes it doesn't matter. It does matter. If you're saying it doesn't matter, you're critically unhinged. Like you're just unhinged on the fact that you decided to say it doesn't matter, buddy. Like people pay for the crew game, the very first one, and they still want to play it. But are they going to be able to play it after what Ubisoft did? No, they aren't. That's basically robbing them of what they own. How are you so fucking stupid? If Golem was taken down, if Kong was taken down, if Skull of Bones was taken down, like if they were delisted, they'd still be playable, so people still own the game. Go play it till March 31. Most people didn't even buy it to begin with, so come on. Once again, your argument falls flat on its face. For one, you are saying that since no one is playing it, then it should be taken away from you because the two other sequels is released and people are playing those instead. Actually, that makes a good. Loudhouse makes a good point. Like, here's the context as to how I'm going to put it. The fact of it is, Rishi Rish, you're saying that it's justified for Ubisoft to take away the game after people buying the game. How fucking. What the fuck, man? How. How fucking dumb can you be? And number two, Ubisoft could have easily come out and make an offline patch for this game since it has a single player campaign, but no, they didn't do that and snatched the game from the player anyways. I was saying that. I was thinking as well as to taking the game fully away from the player, not just removing it from the Steam, like delisting it, but like taking the game away from the people, like removing it from people's Steam libraries. That's basically robbery right there. and made physical copies useless because there's no servers. Yep, that's another thing I was saying right there, and there's no way to make offline patches for consoles. So it makes zero sense why you're arguing. Green point justifies what Ubisoft is doing right now. Since you are so pressed about me getting in on Ubisoft, let me make myself clearer as you stated out at 14:53, 14 minutes and 53 seconds. It doesn't matter if you bought the game yesterday, today, or a decade ago. If you buy a game or a product, it should not be taken away from you. That's that's what I'm agreeing with. Delisting the game is completely different than pulling it out of your library or making the physical copy useless. If you own a delisted game, you still own it and can install it. If they delisted and removed the game, you can't play it. That's what I've been saying. Like I've said, like if you haven't listened to my example earlier in regards to Transformers War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, those two games got delisted, but yet after they got delisted, whoever owns the game could still play the game. But if it came to Need for Speed 2015 or even The Crew, well, obviously enough, The Crew has gone through that phase. But if it were to be Need for Speed 2015, then the game would be removed. Like, there's no way to play the game if it's been delisted, number one. And number two, if there's no offline patch and when the servers shut down. Truth be told, if Golem, King Kong, or any of these garbage games you mentioned about got delisted, nobody would care. And you know why? Because those games are garbage, unlike Crew 1, which was a fairly decent game. Well, I mean, the one thing I would say is that I never really played the Kong or the Golem, nor the Crew 1. But based on seeing how the Crew 1 went when I watched some old videos, I think the first time I've seen it was when Wildcat was playing it a long time ago. Unless it was Moose Knuckle. I could be wrong.
Here and today, going to be watching some of the crew gameplay. Me and Marcel got to participate in the closed beta, mess around, play the game.
Yeah, it was
customize
this one. It was this video. For what it was interesting to see the game from at a certain standpoint, but my main problem was the fact of hearing that it was online. It had an online requirement to play the game. So yeah, there you go. But say we are complaining now and watch every other company do this with games players purchase, and it's going to be 10 times worse. I can imagine that. I could imagine that. Probably like, I don't know. Fucking Wreckfest. Well, I mean, Wreckfest, I don't know. I'm pretty certain Bugbear wouldn't. But, Fallout, like some of the older games could be delisted. Why? Because it's Bethesda and they're trying to focus on making newer games. Bethesda did remove Wolfenstein 2009. I don't know why. I guess it's just some alternate means. But Yeah. Yeah. You buy a product with your money, you keep the product, and it shouldn't be taken away from you. There is no in betweens on this subject. That is a fair point that Coffee Tray has made. Hold on, let me set up something real quick. This will take me a small little moment. Shoot, I don't even know how to do this. That's display capture. No, that's not what I wanted. Damn it. I'm trying to find out. Hold on, give me a moment. Still trying to figure out how I set up the what I'm trying to do is find a way to set up my webcam onto my computer so that way I could see. Well, actually, no. Uh, it's whatever. Anyways, so I do have a few copies of games over here, and say if I were to have, hold on. By word, let's just say that I have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because I do have that game. And the thing is that the game, if the game had an internet requirement only, then that means I wouldn't be able to play the game. Whether by the fact that it will be eventually delisted or not even listed on the newer console of the from Nintendo, to say the least. And the fact of it is that I most likely won't be able to play it ever again because of said internet connection is not existent because the servers are down. What that means is I can't play the game ever again. But thanks to Nintendo and to Sakurai, they made certain that the game is not an internet requirement, didn't have an internet requirement just for you to play single player, and local multiplayer too. Now that is something that is also a good example of you buy that game, eventually it gets delisted or they stop or the game stops being sold, but yet you could still play the game after that all of that happens. And we have a lot of PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games that has that kind of aspect, as well as Xbox, the original Xbox and 3X and 360. Some games work despite the fact they're not listed. Well, some games are still playable. prior to the consoles that they're set out to be. And some of them even has backwards compatibility too. There was another comment that Rishi Rish had stated out, but it's been deleted. Bro, I don't know if you comprehend or grasp the reality of this or not, but I don't need any game to succeed on my channel. Yeah, I don't need any game either. Actually, the only thing that makes success was the fact that I talked about Need for Speed, but despite that, I don't know. I don't feel like it really needs to matter that much. I'm not hating, I'm not trying to deter your music career. I'm just saying men lie, women lies, numbers never lie. Yeah, there's a lot of people that has been having complaints about the whole entire situation, the whole entire shit show. They're not lying about the whole entire thing as to how badly it goes down. If I were to say, I would be in the argument too. But the thing is, I don't really even push myself to do so that much because why would I? Kind of a waste of time just to be getting in the middle of an argument that really, I don't know. And when it's worse than this, best believe I'm going to be out on the front lines calling this out. Yeah, if you haven't seen Guapi Trace's content that much, he's been keeping up on tabs in regards to gaming. He even made a video in regards to let's see. Go scrolling down. Talking about Sniper Wolf and well, more of YouTube protecting shady people, like people who get into trouble and shit like that. And I think there was one where he was talking about the professional where his friend got banned or something like that. Oh, and he even talked about EA making a Need for Speed remaking Need for Speed Most Wanted oh 05. I'm not even surprised that happened, but yeah, it's this one. He was talking about Gilly Master. Yeah, he's been keeping on tabs on a lot of things, so I can't really even blame him that much. So yeah, he's on top of a lot of things. Bruh, do you play the crew? Yes or no, lol? The answer is no, bruh, lol. Again, if he you should have at least watched his response video saying that he didn't play the game because he couldn't buy the game. This shit don't affect you at all, man. I get why, but it's the game. Oh, you want to say it's a game? Let's say, what are your favorite games, Rishi Rish? What if they got delisted, and what if they were unplayable? How would you feel if they got delisted and they were unplayable? How would you feel? You probably feel depressed about it. You probably feel sad. But oh no, you're not gonna feel sad. But yet you're gonna be around here saying that the crew being removed from Steam, not in the offline, there not being an offline patch, and most likely where players are not able to play the game because it got removed from their library. It's justified. What the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking insane buffoon. Then there's Vara Dark, and she was talking about the crew as well. I have to find one of the videos. Oh, fuck off, Nathan. Fuck off, Nathan. That was my brother. He was, Steam, just to show me the active stuff. Look, it's not just Quappy Trade that's just looking into this kind of stuff. There's a lot of other people that's been looking into this stuff. There's some ordinary gamers talking about this. Cursed, Cursed Farms, but he was saying as to the game how it was like being removed and not being playable ever again. "4 weeks ago, to say the least, maybe even 3, a lot of people were angry about this, and I assume the numbers were at millions, not just thousands of people. And yet, you're over here saying this was justifiable. Why? I can't imagine how. Now I need a fucking Angry Orchards. I don't got any. Just because of the sheer disappointment that all this comes from, I need a drink of alcohol. It's really annoying. And say if oh, I don't care if the crew got removed, but they better not remove Gollum or Kong and not and make it and make sure it's still playable. Holy fucking shit. I'm pretty certain that's his favorite games of all time. Pisses me off as to how fucking stupid people like this can be. No one was playing or cared about it. That's Ubisoft. Again, if you looked at the community on Steam back then, you would have seen that some people were playing that game. It's not cool now, right now, so anything to cancel culture, I get it. Where the fuck are you bringing cancel culture from? What does cancel culture have to do with any of this? Where? Guavi Trade didn't say anything about cancel culture inside of this video. I get it, but if that's important, not even buying or playing Ubisoft should be the first step. Oh my fucking god. So you're saying that people shouldn't buy Assassin's Creed. You're pretty much saying that people shouldn't buy Rainbow Six. Like whatever Rainbow Six. You're saying that people shouldn't buy Splinter Cell. Some of those games were actually good for the time being, and you're over here saying that people shouldn't buy them. Why? Because it's underneath Ubisoft? People are going to buy them because of how good they possibly can be. It's not fucking rocket science. Either this guy doesn't even this guy doesn't this guy's game's only Golem or Kong, or he doesn't know shit about video games. Like at all. That's as much as I'm gonna keep it to. Like this game, Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry did good. Has good reviews. Watch Dogs was interesting. Unity, I'm not too certain. Far Cry 4, maybe. Rogue, possibly. Well, for the most part, Rogue had done good as well. Syndicate is at least another one of those. Primal, Far Cry Primal, The Division, Tom Clancy's Division did good on its part too. And then you got at least South Park, and Ubisoft was a little bit controversial after removing one of the South Park games, I think. Far Cry 3 was the peak of every Far Cry game, despite the fact I've never really even played the game to begin with. It looks interesting, but I don't know. Probably won't be playing it anytime soon because I just never really think about it, to say the least. And you're over here saying that we shouldn't buy another game from Ubisoft or to play one, in a sense. Are you really actually playing Ubisoft games in 2020 to 2024? The answer is no. Oh. He talks about it. If he wants to buy the games, he could do that if he wants to. Whether he does or doesn't buy the game does not stop him from coming up with the idea of making a video about this whole entire shit. You can get paid for the vid, no issue, but you and I know neither of us care. Why are you arguing to me is wild. Why your logic of trying to come out of this argument is just mind-boggling. I couldn't even understand why the fuck you're I can't understand if your brain is basically full of marbles or something like that. Like the crew removal inside of Steam is basically a relatable situation to Driver San Francisco. Like this is just mind-boggling. My brain feels like it's just melting like an ice cream cone at this point. Oh my god, you are so slow, it's mind-boggling, and it is clear you didn't watch the first video and just want a meat ride. So I'm going to say it one more time, slowly. I said I never played the crew because I was poor. I got the crew too, but it didn't change the fact that they are out here snatching games people pay for. Yep. It's called theft, and you as a rapper should know that. He should. I mean, like, he doesn't know that, so I guess he's new to theft. He doesn't know shit about robbery. If he comes out of his way to make a response like this, that's the one thing I have to say. He doesn't know how stealing works. The last Ubisoft title I bought after The Crew 2 was Far Cry 6 on sale, and the ending sucked. Well, that's one spoiler I should be aware of. It's not like it matters anyways. I'm not playing the game. Because I don't really play... I have it on the Xbox, but I don't really play my Xbox that much often anymore. So my guy, stop saying I'm part of cancel culture when I am cancel culture. Or I am trying to get views when it's clear as day that I'm speaking up for the people who got clear as day robbed. Bro, do you play the game? Yes or no? Lol. Oh my fucking god, you are so stupid. If you can't read the response that Guapi has said, you are so... like you used one brain cell to think of a response. Why? How can someone that uses one brain cell like this even exist in the first place? Is what I want to know. He clearly didn't hear that Guapi said no, he didn't play the first game. But you won't answer it because you don't like Ubisoft games, bro. No one does. You just want to argue, bro. Take the Karen shit elsewhere. People are weirdos in this world. The Karen shit comes from you just to argue your shitty point, an uneducated hypothetical to someone who actually knows his shit very well. Bro, did you not read my comment? I literally answered your question to a T. The gaslighting here is insane, dog. I'm legit laughing at you. If you want to me write Ubisoft, that's fine. And now I got what I need to make a follow-up video to convey my point. Which eventually led up to this video. He did say he didn't want to make another video about this, but yet he had to because of this stupid dumb fuck that comes out of nowhere. Like a wild Pokemon. He coming up with MLK speeches and defending companies that don't care about you, just like how no one cares for the music you're making that sounds no different or unique in any way, but says I'm a weirdo because I broke it down. That's all well and cool. How am I a fanboy if I don't play Ubisoft games, nor do I care for them? You're basically defending Ubisoft for removing the game. That's what it is. If you buy them to complain about who's really the fanboy, words matter. The crew doesn't. Your words don't matter because your responses are absolute dog water. I'll be honest right there. Yo, Rainbow Six is online only. Offline is just training mode. Lol. Nobody gives a shit about Rainbow Six. It's fucking dumb. I don't even like Rainbow Six Siege to begin with. I tried it out a little bit and I'm not a big fan of it. Eventually I will move on and spend resources elsewhere if no one is playing it. Does everyone who owns Siege understand that? Yes. But that's Siege. We're talking about the crew. The argument is not about Siege. Shout out Battlefield Bad Company. Another game where the online was the only reason it's played. It's gone now, and it's okay. They made others with online. But I feel like Bad Company's more better than what the other ones were. If anything, Battlefield 4 was more of the highest peak. You shouldn't be buying Ubisoft games, Mr. Gamer Lol. You already know it's boof, and I'm wrong for telling you that you truly don't care. Game preservation, cool, but persevering a live service game no one played or barely used is just a reason to complain point blank. But you're, but you're justifying the fact that Ubisoft can take away a game that people paid full price from ever playing it again. And for possibility, most likely, they remove the game from people's libraries, from individuals that owned the game before the crew was about to shut down. Saying that talking about game perseverance, talking about game preservation is cool. Preservation on the crew is also something that everyone is trying to go by. But yet you justify the point. You just justify the shit of the crew deserving to die. It doesn't matter if a lot of people play it or don't. It doesn't matter if there's not a lot of people playing the game. There's some people that play the game, and they're still persevering the game. It doesn't matter how many people are playing it just to do that. Where did I defend? Please read words matter. I think you mean to say better, but you don't even know. But you're just babbling. I said the game don't matter. Game preservation, yes, but a live service game that no one played isn't and wasn't even cared for on the second release. Yes. Since then, every game in the cup is a copy of every of the. Ugh, I can't even say my shit because I'm already pissed because of how dumb this individual can be. Since then, every game is a copy of another Ubisoft gameplay mechanics from another title they own. The crew has always been the same type of game. The only thing that changes are some of the physics and mechanics, and that's just about it. I said the YouTuber don't give two fucks about the game. Hey, you yourself don't give two fucks. I don't. What the hell do you mean by you yourself don't give two fucks? I don't. Don't. Like what? The YouTuber, if you're talking about Guapi Trey, he's saying the idea of removing the game and people not being able to play the game after it got removed, probably like taking away from the library, the Steam library, was really dumb because people can't even play the game anymore. They bought the game, they should have the game, they should own the game, they should still be able to play the game. You don't give a fuck. You don't even give 10 shits as to the community. 10. 10 pounds of shit, I should say. And not one gamer who considers themselves a gamer should even be playing Ubisoft games. Who? Name one gamer who doesn't play Ubisoft games. If you could even do that. I'm pretty certain you can't because you don't even know. I'm sorry if this live stream's taken some other context else. It's just that I'm looking into this kind of stuff. Later on, I'll be streaming in some Splinter Cell, but I'm gonna have to end this one and make that live stream for the other one. What I will defend is, though, the lie of how Ubisoft stole the game and removed it from the hard drives, which isn't true, lol, and not possible. Ubisoft can do that. Ubisoft could actually remove the game from the library. They must have used some sort of special method to be able to do that. Something that game studios don't really do if the should a game be delisted. They had removed from the Game Pass type service, delisted the game, and announced in December. We had till March 24th to play online. If you own it, you own it. It's on the website. That was a long time ago. People were just bitching to bitch because Ubisoft ruined titles they liked. Same with Bethesda. None of the Bethesda games are different, but because that Fallout 6 and making Starfield exclusive, people ain't care what they came out with. Bethesda and Bethesda's a different story. Fallout 76 had a shitty launch because Bethesda had a less experienced studio to make Fallout 76 to begin with. And Starfield? It's where Todd Howard wants to try to break the creation engine in regards to Starfield as to how many game breaking bugs and how many glitches there are inside of the game. And the only reason why people go after Ubisoft is because of the dumb shit that they come up with nowadays. Uh, what do I know? This is just mind boggling at best. The whole entire experience is just dumb. From a French game company, I would have thought they I would have thought they've done something to show competence. But no, we're dealing with some French assholes that decided to steal a video game that a lot of people like. And nobody is ever going to be able to play it ever again, not only because it got delisted, but the fact of it is that most likely Ubisoft is taking the games away from people's libraries. Because they fear that, because I'm pretty certain they fear the fact that the game, some people will make an offline patch for the crew. And let's face it, there's been some offline patches for a few offline games, to say the least. And when those offline games exist, when those patches exist, they just exist, and that's just about it. People are still going to play the game, regardless of what happens to be the case. And some of those people are going to enjoy those games, regardless of what may be the case. Honestly, I just find the whole entire dispute that comes from Rishi Rish to be absolutely fucking stupid. I guess the only thing I should expect from time as it goes by is even more incompetence. Because that's how it normally is nowadays. Oh well. Shiny Odd's doing more Gran Turismo 4. But still, it's just mildly annoying to be dealing with that kind of crap. Anyways, I'm gonna hop off of this stream and I'm gonna go ahead and get myself situated for the for Splinter Cell. Cause in OBS it's not giving me an option to be able to edit stream to change it up a bit. For those who are wondering which Splinter Cell I'm gonna be playing, it's gonna be this one right here, Chaos Theory. So yeah, do stay tuned for that. I'm just gonna get myself situated. I'll